Swimming, feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. When it's sink or swim, only option is to win. In the murky water, not a thought of giving in. Welcome to the shrimp tank. Want to put it all together, this is big thanks. Doing big things, we ain't in the same league. Running a campaign, Roadie 2016. Like a phone to die, putting me in charge. I'm a general, from the front I'ma lead the charge. Like a federal, fell on my lap never. Going hard as ever.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode here on the Shrimp Tank, powered by Celsius Beverage. Reminder, if this is your first time tuning in, you catch all these amazing episodes up on our website, shrimptankpodcast.com. This is where book smarts and street smarts collide, where we do this in collaboration with the Florida Atlantic University, their Adams Center for Entrepreneurship. Kevin, what is going on in FAU before we get into our guest today?
Well, not a ton last week. Do you still remember how to do the shrimp tank? It was spring break, so campus was dead. It was a good time to get to work, but we got our major events, our signature events coming right down the pipe. The business pitch competition with 4 unique tracks, including our venture track, student track, veteran track, and our new ocean economy track. So that's going to be on April 1st. We hope everybody will come out and see everyone pitch their business ideas. Then 2 weeks later, on April 14th, we'll have the Maverick Innovation Award celebration, which should be fantastic. We have Melissa Medina as the keynote, and that is when we're going to announce the winners.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
good things going on around here. You're a busy
always.
man. You're a busy man.
Yeah, speaking of, so let's get right into the show. Victor, welcome. The first thing we do on the show is we let you introduce yourself by delivering an expert elevator pitch, something we want all our students to be able to do just on the spot. So we show them how to do that by putting you on the spot. So take 60 seconds and tell the class and the listeners and the viewers what you're all about.
Awesome. I'm Victor Arocho. I'm an international business consultant. We help companies scale smarter and faster. We do that by providing remote workers from 25 countries and 60 locations. We're in Latin America, South America, Spain, Philippines. And all we need is a job description. They're remote workers, job description. We can find the right talent in one of those 25 countries. We specialize in 50 plus industries. I particularly specialize in personal injury law and revenue cycle management for hospitals and clinics and primary physicians. And those are my key positions there. So just think about it. Give me a job description. I can find you the talent in 25 countries.
Wow, fantastic. Well, Jason, you want to meet our student guests today and then kick off with a little game? We've got Becca, potentially the next top intern for the Entrepreneurship Institute here at Florida Atlantic. Becca, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Becca. I'm an economics student. I'm also studying operations management. I'm excited to be here.
I'm going to put a bet out here that Becca's going to beat all of us today. We haven't had a student beat us yet, but I think today Becca's going to do it. Okay, so every week we got to play a game show, Victor. So we don't know what the game show is. So Sam, come on up, explain what this show is all about, and he's going to announce a winner at the end, of course.
He's got a smile on his face.
The winner gets a couple extra Celsiuses, okay?
Yeah,
Perfect.
Jack me up.
Okay, so the game show today is going to be called Know Your Number. It's going to be a little bit of business history. There's going to be 3 option choices. You guys all have buzzers. So if you think you know the answer, you're going to buzz it, and whoever gets the question right, whoever buzzes gets to go first. If you get it right, you get the point. If you get it wrong, the next person to buzz will be the person to get the question.
Okay.
Easy. Got it.
Okay, I'll even throw an extra $100 in your OWL account, whoever wins.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll spice it up, not only Celsius. Okay, let's go.
All right, so let's start with question number 1. Reed Hastings, founder of Netflix, after getting hit with a late fee at a video rental store, how much was that late fee, which inspired a $300 billion company?
$3.99.
$3.99. That is incorrect.
$5.
$5. So I'll give you some answer choices to help out.
I didn't know that was coming.
$6, $40, or $100.
This
40.
That is correct. $40.
For a late fee?
So it was a $40 copy for Apollo 13. He was too embarrassed to tell his wife, so he founded Netflix. And you get charged from Blockbuster.
Interesting.
And eventually Blockbuster went bankrupt in 2010. So 1 point to students. All right. Next question.
Good to know.
Yeah, you could buzz at any time, but I will give some questions to help you out.
Okay.
Some answer choices. Kodak invented the digital camera in 1975, but buried the technology and was afraid it would hurt the film sales. When they finally filed for bankruptcy in 2012, what were they worth? A, 220 million, B, 2.2 billion, or C, nothing.
B.
B, 2.2 billion. That is incorrect.
C.
I thought it was a million.
C is incorrect.
Hey,
A, that is correct.
Becca, you
Um,
had it. You got to be quicker on that buzzer.
They were worth 220 million.
That's what I thought. That's the one I was
But for a company that had 145,000 employees and 90% market share, it should have been a lot more. But the digital cameras that they invented ended up burying them.
Thought that was a trick question, Kevin, didn't you?
Yeah. I was looking for the millions.
Really zero.
Another Blockbuster one. In 2000, Blockbuster had the chance to acquire Netflix. They turned them down, laughing. How much did Netflix ask for? Is it A, 5 million, B, 50 million, or C, 200 million?
50 million.
That is correct. The answer was 50 million. Blockbuster CEO reportedly laughed in their face, laughed them out of the room. 10 years later, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy, and Netflix is worth over $300 billion now.
Point the story. Make sure people laugh in your face. Get a chip on your shoulder.
Then you'll be
And
successful.
come out on the other side.
All right, question 407. When Howard Schultz, CEO or founder of Starbucks, pitched his vision to the American Espresso chain, how many investors turned him down before someone finally said yes? A, 47, B, 124, or C, 217?
Let the lady first.
No, you clicked it first.
B.
B is incorrect.
I was
Back
gonna
up.
say C.
C is correct. 217 investors said no before Schultz raised enough to open his first Starbucks store.
She's on the board.
She's got 2.
Currently, it is tied 2-2.
Are you playing 2?
Yeah.
He's not that.
I'm
Kevin's not
falling
that.
behind. I think I might
Kevin's
just
not that
team
good
up
at
with
these
Becca.
games.
Man, hey, listen, entrepreneurship's about risk, man. You got to hit that button, baby.
There you go. Question 5 out of 7. When Facebook acquired Instagram in 2012 for $1 billion, how many full-time employees did Instagram have? Was it A, 13, B, 52, or C, 148?
52.
52 is incorrect.
C.
148.
C, 148 is incorrect.
Hey.
A, with 13 employees.
Wow, 13 employees. I knew it
So
was
with
low.
13 employees,
Good job.
a team that could fit in a living room was acquired for $1 billion, and Instagram today generates an estimated 30 to 40 billion a year in ad revenue for
They
Meta.
ra- and everyone thought they got a good deal at $1 billion. They got robbed, right? They could have waited a little bit and sold that for 5 to 10 billion.
Professor on the board.
You got to know when to sell, baby.
I know.
Take the money and run.
Question number 6. Before Amazon was a tech giant, it was a bookstore. In its very first year of operation, how much revenue did Amazon create or generate? A, $500,000. B, 2.1 million. C, 8.7 million.
$500,000.
That is correct. $500,000 in 1995.
I heard that.
All from books sold out of Jeff Bezos' garage. He predicted a 78% chance the company would fail, and Amazon did $500 billion in revenue in 2023.
Okay, Becca's in the lead, I think.
Uh-oh.
Right? Is that
Yep.
3-2?
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Last question. We'll make this worth 2 points.
All right.
In 1997, Apple was 30 days from bankruptcy. Microsoft stepped in to save them. What did Microsoft do? Did they A, buy 15% of Apple for $150 million and committed to making Microsoft Office for Mac for 5 more years? B, gave Apple $500 million interest fee loan in exchange for cloud licensing rights? Or C, acquired Apple's hardware division and handed Steve Jobs full control of the software?
C.
C is incorrect.
B.
B is incorrect.
Hey,
Oh, wait a
A
second. I
is
hit my
correct.
button.
wait, oh, Victor got it. He got it. His butters didn't work. He got it.
No, I hit it.
That means
man.
a tie. It's Victor
Hey.
and Becca, 3-3. They go to a tiebreaker. Okay,
All
you got
right.
a tiebreaker question?
So Bill
The
Gates
guest versus the student.
Bill Gates appeared on the giant screen at an Apple conference and announced the deal, and the crowd booed. But now Apple is worth more than Microsoft.
Okay,
So
we need a tiebreaker, and only them two can answer, of course.
give me 1 second. I guess
And there is as a reminder, 5 Celsius is on the line and $100 of Owl credit.
Ooh-wee. That's in a room that started at 13.
He's got to ask ChatGPT
Right.
for the next
When
one.
Snapchat was just 2 years old, Mark Zuckerberg offered to buy it. Evan Spielberg turned him down. How much was the offer? 1 billion, 3 billion, or 6 billion?
Becca, go for it. Someone go for it. You guys, someone has to ring.
C.
C, 6 billion is incorrect.
Becca, for the tape.
3 million.
3 million is correct.
The winner!
Win.
Spielberg was 23 years old when he said no to the $3 billion offer. Snapchat went public in 2017 at a $24 billion valuation. Most people consider it the worst decision in Silicon Valley history. Spielberg disagrees.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Nice job.
Becca, good job. You're the first,
Way to
you're
go.
the first
Thanks
student
for joining.
to
She was
win
smart.
all
She
season.
was smart. She was waiting for me to take the first shot.
She was.
It's process.
You both were
elimination.
waiting. I saw that. That was smart.
That was a good move.
You folded, though,
That was
Victor.
chess.
You folded.
Hey,
You
yo,
did.
If I'm gonna fold, I'm gonna fold for a lady.
Okay, Victor, let's go into your background. The next part of the show is just learning about your entrepreneurial journey. So
Sure.
kick things off. What were your first couple brands about? And fast forward to today. I know we could probably spend 2 hours talking about your journey, and you've done a lot, but kind of share with us. Share with the students, share with the audience online.
So again, what I started first,
Sure.
like my first business. I
Yeah,
started
yeah.
First, no,
Well, first job, and then you jump to be an entrepreneur, whichever. But
all right, well,
fast forward
real
that
quick.
then all the way through
Yeah.
what you're doing today.
So it's just kind of quick, to be honest with you. My first job was right out of college, and I'm a Jersey boy. I live here in downtown Fort Lauderdale, but I got an opportunity to get a job selling computer peripherals. Back when the monitors were monochrome, they weren't even color
Mhm.
back then. And they asked me to transfer to California. So I went to LA. So I took the risk, had a lot of friends, a lot of family, took that risk, went to LA for a year, enjoyed it, had fun, but I'm an East Coast guy. So I came back. I got an opportunity to join an executive recruiting firm, and the owner happened to be from my hometown. So he was about, 10, 11 years older than me, who's still today my mentor, right? Still today is my mentor.
That's cool.
I started recruiting with him. Everything started learning the business. He was all about training. Fast forward out of there, I left because I didn't like who I was reporting to. A couple years later, I ended up coming back running the company. So the guy that I was reporting to, I was signing his check. Stayed there for a few years, started a small advertising, local advertising with TV guides. It's probably past your time, TV guides, selling local businesses. And then I got a call for an opportunity to move to Florida with a current billionaire who sold his company for like 30, 40 million. Back then, that was really a lot of money. He started Yellow Pages.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And then the guy who called me, who was also my mentor today and actually owns Venture, the company, the $5 billion company today. I came down to Fort Lauderdale, and by the time I was 30, I was the chief operating officer of about a $60, $80 million company. Just expanded from there, decided to go on my own. I met with a partner. We raised $16 million in 2008. Started our own carrier, auto insurance carrier. So if you ever see like Estrella Insurance or one of the insurance companies out there, that was our
Sure.
distribution channel.
Oh, nice.
So we were the guys that paid the claims.
And crazy time, 2008, right?
In 2008, when nobody wanted to give money. It was a great quick story. I was on my flight to Atlantis, the Bahamas. I was getting texts from my partner, 1.2 million, 2.4 million, 3.7. As we landed, $16 million in our account, and we were the only signers. So his dad was like, man,
I'm
these
hoping
guys
that
are
happens
crazy.
to me tomorrow. That's where I'm heading on a flight.
So built that company up to 40 million. Things happen with partnerships. So I had them buy me out, started a sales consulting firm, built that up, sold that book of business as COVID hit. Then, an opportunity came with Solvo Global, which is my same mentor. He said, hey, Vic, we started this company in Colombia. Why don't you come on? You know enough business. Why don't we get started? And I'm at a point in my life that I don't really want to deal with all the issues and stuff and reporting. So I'm an international business consultant, having fun, growing businesses, able to do things like this. And, I'm flying to Costa Rica at the end of the month. I go to Cancun. They're all business related trips. So I'm kind of enjoying my life right now. I'm an empty nester, live downtown Fort Lauderdale. and I can't, life's been pretty good.
Yeah, that does sound
Yeah.
pretty good. What an interesting background. So there's certainly some similarities, some overlaps, some synergies across the different industries that I can see. But generally speaking, it's pretty diverse, right? So what would you say, what is your asset that's enabled you to be successful across a series of different industries, right? From recruiting to insurance to now staffing, it just kind of relates to recruiting, but you're doing something totally different. How have you been able to do that?
Great question. How have I been able to do that? Be a student of business, right? That's the deal. Understand organizational charts, right? If you could think horizontal and you could think vertical, you could solve pretty much any situation in a business, right? So remember, everything that you want to fix in an organization, you got to make sure it doesn't affect the next department. So let's say I have this phenomenal idea in sales that I want to pay our people a lot faster. I want to pay our clients a lot, like the insurance agents, a lot faster. Awesome idea. But if that burdens the accounting department, we may be losing money, right? So understand organizational charts. You don't have to know how to do accounting. You don't have to know how to do customer service or operations, but understand how one affects the others. So that's one, be consultative. I understand it. And then two is apply what you learn. Knowledge is power, but it's worthless if you don't apply it. So whatever you're learning, apply it, right? And then same thing in technology. Technology is only as good as you apply it, right? There's sometimes, I bet you, a lot of you will teach me some things I don't even know what to do on my iPhone, right? But once you teach me, I'm going to do it 15,000 times, and I'm going to learn it.
It's interesting you say that, because this is an entrepreneurship course, and I'm sure all my students are thinking, hey, that's actually what we do in here. It's very much applied. They all start sort of micro ventures, or at least develop business models. They have to do entrepreneurship as opposed to learning about it, studying about it. Yeah, we learn some stuff. I try to teach them some things too, but I argue that they learn more by doing it.
Yes.
And applying the things that they have been taught or that they've learned on their own.
Yes. Is that a question, or should I answer?
No.
Okay.
I
can make a comment on that, though.
Yeah, go for it.
When you apply, make sure you're documenting what you do. That's the ability to scale.
Yeah.
You understand? So now you have way better tools than I ever had. You can dictate, you can put in voice, whatever you're doing, do it, write it down, and then move on. And then the other thing is, take someone that doesn't even know your business and say, hey, I want you to follow this process. See if you could do it. If they can follow it like a 5-year-old, you got a great process. Let's go to the next department, scale there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, I was just presenting to all of the seed stage startups at Emerge Americas, which is a big startup pitch competition. Great event, right? Mm-hmm. They have pre-seed, seed, and Series A. And I actually presented to the whole group, but then I had a side session focused on seed. And it was very much that kind of, okay, so you have some customers, you have some revenue. That's not really what investors are looking for, right? It's real, genuine traction and evidence of growth. And the only way to have that is to have those systems and processes in place. One of the things we talked about is, if you're a founder, you're the first salesperson, right? You are the first salesperson.
And you're the best salesperson.
Yeah, you are. But the question is, can you hire another salesperson? Sure, you can sell it. You invented it. Can anybody else? And that's where I got into, well, you need a process, a repeatable process that collects data, that measures metrics, that anyone can take it and say, hey, I just started today. I'm not the founder, but what do I do? And you can package that and say, you do this. And if they can sell it, then you're onto something.
Exactly. The reason why entrepreneurs can sell better than anyone is because you're vested in it. It's not because you're just the best salesperson, right? It's because your money's behind it. But for you to scale, you need the processes and systems and be able to let things go. Biggest thing with entrepreneurs, we're ego freaks, right? We're control freaks, right? We want to do everything. No one can do it better than me. Well, you know what? You're not going to grow. So someone's 110%, maybe you're 85%, that should be acceptable. Just help them, mentor them, and make sure you're being mentored.
Yeah. Okay. We have this nice banner behind me, right? And I run a business, Owl, right? I'm also a financial service professional, also run the Shrimp Tank. My email box is full of talent solutions, recruiting firms, HR. So I see it every single day, and they all start looking very similar. So my question to you would be like, what differentiates your brand through all your competitors? Right? You guys are very successful. You guys obviously do things a lot different than your competitors. So kind of share a couple items that are different.
Great question.
Well, I could tie it to both of you, right?
Yeah.
The biggest challenge as an entrepreneur, again, is to release work, scale it, and reduce the labor to its lowest economic value, right? You want to be profit per employee. We're a nearshore, offshore company. Nearshore means we have locations, our headquarters in Latam is in Colombia.
Okay.
Colombia is 3.5 hours away. You can get to Colombia faster than you can get to California. That's nearshore. Offshore is our office in the Philippines or India. That takes you a day and a half. Or in Kenya, it takes you a while to get there. That's the difference, right? What separates us is look, I'm going to tell you what you're going to use to hear the word, which I don't like. It's virtual assistants. These are virtual assistants. We're staffing. We could do staffing stateside and so forth. But I like to call them remote workers because they work dedicated to you for you. So Sam, you have Sam Incorporated. They're going to work for you, but with a manager, with an operations person, and they're going to work in a location, right? But they're going to work under your banner. They're going to come to work like they're working for you. They're bilingual. They're educated, and we could save anywhere from 50 to 60% of what you'd spend here. Now, I'm not looking to take U.S. positions. What we're trying to do is make your company more productive. Imagine if you could take things off your plate that you have to do in school and you could focus on the studies. Wouldn't that be a help? Now, obviously, we can't do that for you. But my point is, think of the things you do in life that if I could take that off my plate, I'd be more productive. As an entrepreneur, as you scale, start moving things away. First thing you should have is an admin assistant. What separates us is that we're in an office. So some of our competitors work remote, meaning they work from home. So some of our competitors, you hear chickens and roosters in the background. Maybe they're not as productive as home like we are here. So that's what separates us. And I'm in 25 countries.
Yeah, which is important, right? When I run my mobile app Owl, right? If I have my developers, overseas, like you're talking about, I wake up, I only get a couple hours of work in the day, and then they're done. They're going to bed. Right. And some people don't like that, and they rather work with developers in Brazil, as an example.
Same time zone.
So I completely appreciate what you're talking about. But then you could have your business running 24/7. People don't realize this, right? You want somebody to market for you. And let's say they're doing it on LinkedIn or Instagram or my app, Owl, right? And sending DMs, doing things that, it's copy and paste models, or with AI, or creating video content. Literally, it's good to have somebody overseas. You wake up, it's all there. You're like, oh my God, I went to bed and I woke up with 12 videos edited for the Shrimp Tank, as an example. So it really is unique to have both worlds sometimes. And lots of entrepreneurs think kind of sometimes narrow, where they're like, I only have a 12-hour day, right? Where this is where I get things done. But by partnering with brands like yours, right, there is more ways, of course, to stay more productive.
Exactly. So we're pretty much 24/7. If you think about it, right? We could be in India and the Philippines. Also, just like in the United States, right? You're going to have different talent in different areas. Silicon Valley, New York may have different talent. Florida may have different talent. We have different talent in our countries, right? From engineering to accounting. Each country is going to have its specialties, right? Like we have sales development reps, out of Argentina. They're wolves, right? They may not be doing a good fit in another country.
So how do you actually bring in clients, though, right? That's the hardest thing. It's like, okay, you have the talent, right? Because you're recruiting on both sides, right? You need the talent, but then you need businesses like me then say, hey, yeah, I do want to go down this road, right? I'm getting 30, 40 emails a month saying, hey, look at these services that we could provide. So how do you get through to people like me?
Well, the number one thing that you need to do in generating business is have a cadence. I don't know if everybody understands what cadence is. Cadence is a sequence of events that you have to do over a time frame to get the result you want, right? So the first one may be an email, and it's, the law of familiarity. Anybody watch the Super Bowl, right? Okay. Who bought right off the bat because you saw an awesome commercial? That's making you familiar with the product, right? So you may start off, and there's different cadences for different types of positions, right? I could give you 7 different cadences. One would be an email. Then 2 would be a phone call and a voicemail, then an email. The other thing is a LinkedIn connection. Another thing is posting on your social media. The other thing is making a comment on someone else's social media and staying and following them. So you're going to do this sequence of events over 14 days, 21 days, 30 days. And that's how I get business, through referrals, doing shows like this to get exposure, speaking events, right? But if you wanted to be really like surgical, like a sniper,
Sure.
okay, you want a cadence, right? And set that cadence and stick to it. You could only have focus on maybe 100 to 200 people and then weed them out as they say no. And during that cadence, it could be 14 steps or 7 steps. Somewhere along the line, you're going to close someone, they come out of the cadence, and then you're going to close someone on the 14th time. Right? But stick to the cadence.
I
right?
love that. Yeah. So often people
And answer
shoot
the question.
one. Yeah. They send one email and be like, oh, it doesn't work. They give up.
They
I'm
spray
like,
and pray.
you have to send an email every single month. You have to, call them, get hung up on a couple times. And then sometimes on that 14th time, they're nice to you. They're in a better mood. And all of a sudden they're listening. Right. The other times they were just screening you. And I completely agree. I've been in sales, and marketing my entire life. And Kevin, actually just renamed, why don't you mention that, the FAU Adam Center and everything with the Institute, because you're just starting to do these drip marketing emails actually to find a big sponsor, correct? And it's all around the same subject, of course, with
Yeah.
branding.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of folding everything under one brand that we have here in the entrepreneurial ecosystem under the Entrepreneurship Institute is going to be the strategy. So that's going to enable clear, singular, focused communication across the various sub-brands, right, within that domain. I want to ask you a couple questions about trends that you're seeing, because you would probably be somebody who sees things first. And I think that's interesting for the listeners and the students, being across 50 different industries in all these countries. I want to ask you about 2 things. One, are you seeing trends, industry-specific trends, where there's a lot of demand or there's increasing demand? Like a lot of people want to outsource or hire for XYZ. And then the other side of that coin, I also want to know about, are you seeing any industries or specialties where maybe you suspect AI may be playing a heavier role, or you predict that it will, where you're just seeing less demand for a specific service?
All right. Those are two questions. All right. So I see the demand for outsourcing increasing because just revenue, like in home care or healthcare, that's growing, right? I can tell you one of the areas I like specializing in that I do is revenue cycle management. That's for hospitals, for primary care physicians. So when you go to a hospital, they take you and your insurance, you give it to them. Someone has to fill out that application. Someone has to put in that code. Someone has to make sure you have insurance. If your insurance is denied, someone has to follow it up. Well, it's a $170 billion market. It's going to go to $300 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. 40% of the companies today already outsource. I like taking business instead of creating it. Right? Unless you're Apple and you're smart enough to do Steve Jobs, I rather take the business than create it. And sometimes they're not going to be happy. That takes a big cadence. So I see outsourcing expanding. Also, it's informing. So a lot of my colleagues inform lawyers, personal injury lawyers, that the ability to be able to scale is easier, and their people are doing more stuff. I had a call today just before here. A lady was trying to hire a couple of personal injury attorneys in New York and having a hard time. And think about what it takes to post, do all the work it does to interview and hire.
Oh,
someone.
yeah.
Okay. Offload that. And then she does the final interview. So I'm not replacing her. I'm empowering her. Does that make sense? Right. She's able to do the key thing. Interview the talent, interview the Sams of the world, the Beccas of the world. That's all I want to do. I don't want to go through 200 resumes. So that's number one. On the AI side, I'm trying to keep it short, right? On the AI side, I think that it's going to, people confuse that today. They thought like the IVR, the voice systems, like you call American Airlines, they thought that was going to be the greatest thing. How many of you make a phone call, all you do is representative? Does anyone do that here? Right? You get a little frustrated. You're always going to need that human touch. Will it shorten it? Sure. Right? It'll shorten less staff, but at least you're going to still need that concierge service. And it depends. The higher level of service, You really think they want to deal with AI as much? Like, AI is going to be out there. Don't get me wrong, but I think AI is going to enhance the ability for people, not take it away. And one thing, may I add something to AI? Okay, especially for young students, super, super important. Okay, don't let AI take away your ability to be a critical thinker. Okay, what does that mean? So I had to present to our CFO a target. I was going after like a 400 location home care agency, and I was explaining to him what we wanted to do, trying to shorten it out. And I sent something to him. When I sent to him, he was like, "This looks good, Vic, but this is like what you do, chat GPT this or AI this?"
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah, I did, but it took 25 iterations. So don't insult my ability to have to go through 25 times because I had to know that's not what I wanted." Just think about how you do your research now. You go online, you do research. It's the same thing. So don't just take what it gives you and you're done. Just like don't make a phone call and you're done. Think it through. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm expressing myself. Be a critical thinker, leveraging it. Now, back in my time, I'm gonna show you my age. Man, back when I was studying and doing and had to go to the library and pull out encyclopedias. I mean, Britannica, they would sell. Everybody has it.
We were talking about Blockbuster earlier, and you mentioned Yellow Pages,
Yellow
right?
Pages. You guys don't even know what Yellow Pages. I mean,
Yeah.
you still have them, a little short ones like thing. But my point being is, you had to go there and read what's an encyclopedia. Now you have the advantage of AI to do that. But it's the same thing. You have to take out of it what you believe in it, right? Don't believe everything that's written either. Okay, so
And I'm smiling a little bit because so many times I get these emails that are so proper, and I jump on a call with someone and they can't really explain what they even emailed me, right? So they're just like serving everything to ChatGPT.
yeah,
They're become a
don't do that.
machine. They're pulling it over. Then I'm the real business owner. Like I'm like, okay, well, can you explain this, and that? And then all of a sudden, like, they start, coming out of their mouth, and you start laughing because you could tell they don't know what they've sent over to you, and you really want to work with other professionals that really understand their business inside and out, and support you, not just plugging it into AI platforms.
Do you agree with that, Professor? I mean, think about it. Critical thinking.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to dumb some people down is because they're not willing to do the extra work. But that goes in anything, in your class or anything. Don't let it dumb you down. Critical thinking is key.
Yeah, absolutely. I encourage the use of it in my class, but I find that some students aren't very good at it, or very patient, or using it kind of correctly. If there's a correct way, I use it all the time, and again, encourage it. But it's a tool. It's only going to be as powerful as the user. The more you know, the more you can get it to do, and I get it to do all sorts of things. You want to take some questions from the students?
Let's do it. Anyone in the audience wants to come on up, be our guest, and of course, if you ask a question, you get to take Anna Celsius with you.
Hi, my name is Trey, and my father has used to work in the consulting space. So I do have one question, and you talked a little bit about it with the AI. As far as solutions are concerned, what do you think is going to be more prevalent in the coming years, talent or technology?
Wow.
Have to pick one.
I can answer that one.
Well, if you have to pick one, I think it's going to be talent, because again, technology is only as good as it's applied, and technology can't be applied without talent.
Yeah, so that's basically what I was going to say. It's going to be talent that can wield technology. It's going to be the combination of, I don't think it's going to be one or the other. As we see how things play out, it'll be the talented person who can also leverage the technology, thereby exponentially increasing their talent.
Well, what would you want? You want the sharpest sword that's lying there, or the baddest warrior?
I'll take the second one.
There you go.
As Kevin said, the warrior with the sword.
Yeah.
But that's what he said, it's combination. But if you had to pick two, this is what you gave us. Let's go old school.
Of course.
You got the sharpest steel and sword, but you got the gladiator, right? The Spartan. Who you taking?
Spartan.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
Great question.
Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions out there? No. Going once, going twice. Okay. Guess no one wants Celsius today.
No.
They had enough on spring break.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's hear
All
it.
right, so I'm going to tell you how I use AI. I use AI obviously for business, for thoughts and things I want to do, how to respond properly to an email that I like the way I want to do it. But I'm going to give you hacks. I use AI as a stylist. I literally take a picture
That's hilarious.
of all my clothes, all my suits.
Kevin's gonna love this one.
All my suits.
Oh, yeah.
I took a picture.
Style
Okay,
guy.
I took your what Stephanie sent me.
Okay.
This is where I'm going. I'll be teaching at this school. Here's my clothes. What's the best thing I should wear for a college atmosphere?
That's
and
funny.
this is what gave me.
That's
And-
hilarious.
and
What
even
shoes?
told-
What shoes?
and
It
it said
didn't tell
my-
you to wear Nikes.
No,
I'm
Oh no, it
surprised.
did. If I was gonna wear,
I'm
I had two
surprised.
choices. No. It said to wear white shoes to kind of go with the clothes. White sneakers. I don't have white sneakers. I have Hokas, but I'm gonna get me a pair of white sneakers. But it told me to come in, walk in with my
It's funny.
my sunglasses, styling. It told me what to wear here. Now you have to have your clothes, right? But I'm just telling you, there's ways to use AI differently than just for school. You want to go out.
Yeah.
You want to go out, and gentlemen, women know how to dress way better than us. All right. But gentlemen, you want to press a lady or take her to a place, I'll tell you where to take her. It'll tell you what to wear. You want to be
That
the
is
Mac. You want to be the
hilarious. For
Mac
dating.
walking into a room.
Literally
Yes or no?
saying, based on this
You want-
person's
you want to say,
profile, where
who
should
is
I
that-
take her?
Who is that guy? Who is that guy walking into that room, right? Ladies, you already got the style and grace, so it's a little bit harder. But for the men, if you're into that, I'm just telling you, I like it. I like to dress well, but sometimes I wouldn't wear brown and gray ever in my life, and it seems to work. So
AI as stylist. That is
AI
a
as a
unique use
stylist.
case.
Yeah.
All right.
Kevin, this might be a new section of our show, right? Because everyone talks about AI, but no one actually talks about executing
I
so
execute.
much.
Man, I have
Like
all my clothes.
they always say I use it for emails and responses.
Nah,
Yeah.
you can
Okay,
use
give me
it
your hack, Kevin. What's your best hack so far with AI?
Mine isn't really a hack. It's a little bit of hard work, but if you have the content, and I do, being a researcher and professor, is a custom model that's trained on you and
Okay.
your content, having had written, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of words and research papers, right? And then in addition to having, it's not as fun as his, it's kind of
No,
lame,
it's
right?
not.
So
It
then you
is,
have
it
the
is.
custom model for that. But then you can have custom threads where you also build in custom models for specific tasks. So this will enable you to shorten your prompt because
Okay.
it's trained to do XYZ, right?
Sure.
And it has all the information in the memory. You can just go, thereby making it even faster. You don't have to say upload, so you could take your entire, let me bring it back to something more interesting. Here we go. You can create a custom model and thread that has your whole wardrobe. If you were to take pictures of each piece,
That's what I did.
and once that's in there, you can just say, go in here today, boom. And it'll say, here's your choices. And you don't have to say, upload a picture of me. It already has that in the thread. It's got it in the memory, which again enables more speed.
I also use it for as a nutritionist.
Oh yeah, I've done
I
that.
put my size. It tells me what protein every single day. I know what I'm eating. I know where I'm at. I lost 15 pounds in 7 months, something like that. Purely, I'm a pound away from when I was 22, when I was your age,
Congratulations.
and I'm not
that's
your
awesome.
age.
That's awesome. Which
So,
is why you have so much energy, right?
Right.
Right. I'm sure you have more energy now than you did 5-10 years ago, right? Because you feel good.
Yeah, I feel good.
And you're
Yeah.
less-
And I always have a lot of energy. I'm
Sure.
crazy.
That's awesome. We should not give you more Celsius. That sounds like
I haven't
Okay.
had one yet, but Celsius is
Okay,
good.
I'll keep my hacks a lot quicker. I saw this actually recently. I tried it at work. You take a picture of a menu, right? It has just the items on it, but you want to see sometimes the pictures, of course, what that really looks like. So you take a picture of a menu and say, create images of all the food on the menu. So all of a sudden you see what it really looks like. We've all made that mistake. We're like, oh, I ordered this food. I didn't know it was going to look like that at
Yeah.
that specific restaurant.
For sure.
And within a minute, it creates all the images of the food menu and helps you make better choices. So that would be hack number one. Hack number two, traveling. People don't realize like you get coupons for airlines like Southwest Airlines. Like, yes, there's all these coupon things like with the browsers, right? But it's kind of cool. Just wherever you're traveling, you need a car, you need a hotel, you need a flight. Just use it for coupon codes, even purchases, clothes, right? So you're about to check out, just real quick, throw it in there. And yes, honey is out there, right, doing the same thing in your browser, and there's a bunch of them. But there's
Yeah,
something cool about
drives me
ChatGPT
crazy.
when it comes to just finding different deals for you. So those are my 2 hacks.
I'd like
for
to
today.
get that one. The funny thing you said about menu is that I told you I use it for what I eat.
Yeah.
I'm not on a diet. It's how I live right now. I don't look at it that. But I go and I say I'm going to 841. I'm in Las Olas. I'm on Las Olas. What can I eat off this menu? And it'll spit back to me based on my program what I should eat, how much protein. So I do that. Or take a snapshot of the menu and tell me what. So, because I do a lot of vacation, I do a lot of travel. I told you where I was going, and I can easily
Of course.
buffets in front of you. You just go crazy. I love sweets, which is dangerous for me. So I do the menu. You do that. What's good for me based on how I'm feeling and so forth. Especially, you're in college students. So if you're partying or whatever, go. What's my recovery? What can I do to
Even for
to
cars, right? I had a play around with a car recently when the car battery was dead, and like you would never know how to like get the car neutral. Some of these newer cars,
That's
right?
true.
And even my own car, I was like, I've never had to use the battery.
Mhm.
First time, like, where's the battery? I'm like, it's non-existent. And with ChatGPT, it asks you all the settings, right? Yes, you go on YouTube as well to watch a video, but ChatGPT does a really good job, just like boom, 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 and all of a sudden, like you tell the car model, and it can immediately figure things out. And
Well-
even like background checks, like podcasts, interviews, like quickly do a quick background check of Victor as an example, or someone that's working for you. It finds a lot of stuff that
Interesting.
you often can't find on Google.
Yeah. Well, we're in overtime. You heard
We
the
are.
buzzer.
You heard the
Jason.
buzzer.
So
It knew it. I never
sorry
knew this
about that.
buzzer had a timer. That's the first time
I was
that happened.
wondering why you hit the timer.
It just
Sam
went,
asked
it went
another
off
question.
because it said the show was over. So
Yeah.
Kevin, take us home.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us this week on the Shrimp Tank. We'll be here next week. As always, registered for that business pitch competition and the Maverick Innovation Awards. Victor, tell the folks listening and watching, viewing, and here where they can get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me, obviously, on LinkedIn and Victor Arocho. Then I'm on Instagram, victor.grows.revenue. So it's Victor Grows Revenue, but with a dot in between each word. Any of you get a hold of me, you can always get my cell number from them. You need any suggestions or advice, please do. I brought some cool little knickknacks for you if you want. Come
Nice.
up there and take them. I got sunglasses, Santa, whatever you need. All right. But you are the future. Just remember that. And if you're an entrepreneur class, that means you're a risk taker. So, learn what the professor teaches you, apply it, think about it, write it out, absorb as much as you can. If I had to go back, I would. I mean, I read 84 books a year, and I do that with Kindle and audio at 1.75. But apply what you learn. And I wish you nothing but the best and greatest success. And remember, in Major League Baseball, you could fail 70% of the time and you'll be in the Hall of Fame. So all you got to do is win 30% of the time.
Absolutely.